Hello, welcome to my video presentation of my Info 246 class, which was Drupal and Content Management Systems. I am giving a video presentation on the website I created in class because at the end of the spring of 2022 semester, the instructor will be taking the site down. So I will not be able to share a link with you. I will only be able to share the videos I create about it. What you are looking at today is the home page, as anyone who would not be logged in can see it. As you see, there is a menu bar across the top underneath the title of my page. Along the left-hand side, there are lists of recent posts from the blog. On the left-hand side, there is a search box, and in the middle, there are all the postings I have made promoted to the front page for this website. As you can see, there are a few different types of announcements. This project was designed to be more of a library-centered website, just like you might find on a normal library. I understand that it was created for class, so we were asked to do posts that correspond with what Professor Dean was trying to teach us. There are some where we shared media, where we shared websites that are outside of this one. We even shared links to live videos, posted screenshots or photos. As you can see here, I tried to create a variety. And going back up to the top, I'm going to now take you to the blog that I created for this class. Each blog was created by one of the two people, shall we say, that I was asked to create for this website. One would be a librarian, one would be their assistant. June is the assistant, and Iris is the head librarian. This is the blog where I posted things that corresponded with events that were occurring, like during this semester, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and they honored Miss Ethel Payne at their ceremony. So I thought it would be nice to post something about the book on her life. The Library of Congress had their birthday. I also shared a tweet from the Chicago Public Library about Elton John's birthday, as well as, because I'm sort of a bird watcher, I created a post about a osprey that I have been following for several years, and her return to her nest this past April, as well as I created for Book of the Week, which highlighted something by about Dr. Seuss, as well as I thought a couple of nice pictures. I posted from a different web camera, which is located in Bermuda. Now going back up to the top, I'm going to show you a catalog which I created. It contains the cover of the book, the title of the book, the authors of the book, the ISBN number, a simple subject matter, and what type of book it was, whether it be a hardcover, trade, or ebook, their publisher information, and the year that they were published. As you can see, there are only a few books, but the idea was to learn how to create content. And once within the catalog, if you search the title of the book, it will take you to a page created specifically for the book, where you can even place an item on hold for checkout. As well, within the catalog, if you click the author of the book, You can also read a short biography of the author, a picture which I have found online. There is also a link to the actual book, as well as a link to the author's catalog within Overdrive. The goal being, like I said, this was designed to be a library type website. So I did it so that way you could browse more books by the author, as well as their ebooks. Now going back to the catalog, if you wish to see some information about the publisher, you can see some brief information about the publisher, as well as it has links to the books that are in the catalog by that publisher. Now, I also created an event calendar. And for the month of May, there were 2 events, which was on the 8th, which was Mother's Day. There was a special event at the library. And on the 14th, we created an event called Legorama, so that if anyone wanted to come and create the best Lego structure, that was the goal behind that. I also created a frequently asked questions page, which goes into how to put an item on hold to check out, as well as how to check out a book from Overdrive. There's also a contact page where you can submit website feedback by providing your name, your email address, the subject of your email, if this is an immediate message as well, and you just type it in, click preview or send, and it will be sent to me. I also created a survey for website feedback where you could select how well you like the website, as well as if you have any suggestions. Would you recommend the website to a friend? And then you would submit the survey. So this is an overview of the basic website from a general user's perspective, not necessarily from a creator or the librarian's perspective or the library assistant's or the administrator's perspective. Now, if you give me just one moment, I am going to pause the recording, and then I'm going to log in and show you all of the behind the scenes. So give me just one moment, please. Now, this is the view of the administrator. This is my view of the website. As you can see, I can edit pretty much every block, every section, and things like that. I can also masquerade as one of the profiles that I created. Like I said, Iris is the librarian, so I can log in as her, as well as, because I'm logged in as her, I can do content moderation, which means anything that the library assistant had created, a blog post or anything that would have gone on the main website, I would have to look over any drafts that they created before it was posted. I could send it back to them for corrections if I found anything wrong with it, or I could automatically post from here. And as you can see, I unmasquerade, I go back to the beginning, as well as, so for this website, I created several different content types. The content types I created are articles, which could be anything from a blog to a book review or anything, not an event or something for the catalog. I created an event. I created information about the author. I created a catalog item. So any various different types of content that could be added. I also, when I created the various profiles to work on this website, the main one being the library manager and the librarian assistant, I had to create also their permissions. As you can see, June is the department librarian. Iris is the branch librarian. Raymond is my instructor, Professor Raymond Dean, and the last one is me. We can do a variety of, we have a variety of different permissions. So as you can see, we have authenticated users, anonymous users, and then if you look all the way to the right, you can see that the branch librarian and the department librarian only have permission to do certain things. That is because you do not want anyone to have all access unless you are the administrator, because the last thing you would want is someone who does not know what they're doing, or you don't trust implicitly. You don't want them to have access to being able to do various things on your site, because they could make it unsafe, not just for the organization or you personally, but also to anyone who uses our website, whether that be the patrons, other people that work at the company, and things like that. So you do have to be careful with who you give permission to do anything on your website. Okay. I also created a few different things on this website, like I had to choose a theme for my website. I did try to select a few different ones. The ones that I chose was the Danlin. I chose that one because it seemed to be the most conducive to what it is I wanted to do. I did try to create one for myself. I used a couple of the other ones, which you can see at the bottom, but they just never seemed to fit and allow me to do what I wish to do within the website itself. Now, I can add content. If you see on the right where it says add content, I can choose whatever it is I wish to add, a blog, a book review, whatever it may be. As you can see, library news, create an event, or anything like that. I can also create a catalog item. Now, this catalog item, you are required to put in the title, the ISBN, what type of item it is. Is it a book, a magazine? What type of book? Publication year. I also added in, excuse me, I went a little too fast. I also gave you the selection of authors that were already in the system, but I also, I'm sorry, that was publisher. This is the author. So you could use one of the authors already listed, or you could create one, and their name would be the title. The author could be myself, Iris, June, and things like that. You would add in a brief biography for the author. You would put in their first and last name. If you have a photo, if you put in the link to their Overdrive catalog, and then you would save it. I also did the same for the publisher. There are some already in the catalog. If this was a real one, you could select whichever publisher you already had, or once again, you could input the new publisher's information and save the information. You could also put in the subject matter. I only created a few, like nonfiction, fiction, Because there are some romance titles in my catalog. There's also some on politics, as well as you can add a screenshot for the cover. There are some photos already in my media, or you can upload it directly from my computer. You can preview it before you post it, or you can just save. Now, if you'll give me one moment, I will take you back to the website. Okay, so this is my Drupal website for Info 246, taught by Professor Dean in the spring of 2022. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I do hope that you have a fabulous day.